What's up, guys? XY7 Peter here. Just had a little storm yesterday in St. Bart's, which took down the Wi-Fi on the whole island. So I got a little bit of free time. Thought I'd make a video talking about what I think is the most important challenge that you need to solve to become a successful media buyer. It pretty much holds everyone back. And just to put it straightforward, that challenge is finances. You already know that. Solving your finances is the number one and most important thing you have to do as a media buyer. It takes a lot of money to become good at media buying. You have to spend a lot on advertising to figure out what works, what's going to make you money, what offers convert, what split tests convert, stuff like that. And if you don't have the funds, it's not going to happen. If you need funds, if you're in a state of desperation, you need to make money, you're not going to make the right decisions that it takes to become successful, to become good at media buying, because that's what it takes. You have to become great at media buying if you want to make a lot of money. And if you don't have the funds, you're not going to make the right decisions. You're going to be in a state of need, and it's not going to work. And that was me my whole life. I didn't have a lot of the money. I blew my credit trying to get businesses to work. So I had the worst credit ever. I couldn't make any money. I tried to get some from investors. That didn't work at all. So, you know what? There's some ways that you can solve it. I wanted to make this video and tell you guys how I solved it, because I didn't have good credit. So if you're like me, this is what I think is a awesome way to solve this challenge and start practicing as a media buyer and having, money to practice, because that's what it's all about. You got to practice to get good at anything. So let's see. When I just failed my software company, I knew I wanted to become a media buyer, and I was like, all right, I'm going to dive into media buying, but I don't have any funds. So what do? I don't have the credit. I don't have the money. I don't have any of this stuff. So what I did, and which is why my name is XY7 Peter, was I decided that I wanted to get a job as a media buyer for a network, which means I just split the profits. Some guy gives you a credit card, and boom, you're ready to go. So I went on Google. I looked around for any advertising companies that are local. Okay, if you want to find someone who wants to fund you, you got to find someone who's good. And anyone who's good usually is like you want to look for like a small business, advertising business that's maybe on like Google that does AdWords or stuff like that, Facebook ads. Usually affiliate networks are really great. I would recommend looking for them, or any sort of media buying company probably might even be better, but an affiliate network usually is good because they get the game. So I was looking around. I found a company called XY7. I was living in Las Vegas, and they were the right people. I didn't look for a bunch of people. I looked for the one team that I wanted to join. I looked it up. The guy's name was Kevin Davincini or something like that. And his last, he goes by the ClickFather online. I was like, hey, I want to learn from this guy. This sounds cool. So I called him up and I was like, hey, you got a cool team going on. I like the brand that you guys got. I want to come learn for you. Can I go meet you and talk about becoming a media buyer? So I sat him down, and luckily I had a little bit of experience doing media buying before. Super low volume. I never made like any money. I just hustled and just got like a little bit. Like I don't even think I ever made like $2,000 profit. But I just told the guy, hey, I want to become a great media buyer and I want to learn from you guys. And he was like, hey, cool. Here's your credit card. So he gave me a credit card, and that solved the challenge. I had the funds. I didn't need to make money. I just was like, all right, it's game time now. So once you're able to solve that challenge, what do you do next? It's all about practicing, okay? To get good at media buying, to get good at anything, you have to practice. I just saw a post that someone was like, hey, what's a good, book to read on native ads or Facebook? And I responded to that by like, hey, what's a good book to read on how to ride a bike? It's like there's no good book to read. It's information, but it's practicing. You're gonna fall off the bike every time, no matter how many books you ever read on riding a bike. That's the point. So don't get discouraged if you've been reading a lot and then you fall off when you start doing native or you start doing Facebook, because that's how it goes, guys. You're gonna suck at the beginning. You gotta practice. So once I got that credit card, everything changed for me. It was like, listen, I've been waiting for this opportunity my whole life. I have funds now. I have an Amex. I can spend money now. Like, I'm going to hit this opportunity harder than I've ever hit anything in my whole life. So I just went ape shit. The word I think was obsessed. I literally have it written on my laptop, obsessed. It's still there. If you want to learn more about that, check out Grant Cardone stuff on the topic obsessed. And it's just about being, listen, nothing's more important in my life right now than solving this challenge and becoming a great media buyer. It is no TV, no girlfriend, no nothing. It was just, this was my whole life, and that was it. And it started off really shitty. You know, I barely made anything. I think I lost $1,000 my first month, and then, you know, I made $1,000 my second month. So I broke even after 2 months. You know, I didn't ask for a salary on this job. I was like, no salary, man, just give me a draw so that I loan you money, just loan me money so I can just have just enough for food and rent. That's all I care about. That's all that mattered to me. And then, you know, a few months go by and I start to pick it up and I start to pick it up. And as you practice, you get better. As you test, you get better. When you work at these inside networks, you're there in an office all day long, and you can learn a lot faster from people that have been down the road, man, versus being on your own and doing it yourself. So that's how I solved this challenge. I'll keep this video short, but man, if you can solve the money problem in your life, then the only thing that's stopping you from making a shitload of money is how good you become as a media buyer. And the only way to get great is to practice. And the only way to practice is to spend money in this industry. If you're not spending money, you're not practicing. All right? And listen, you want to become great at media buying. If you get good at media buying, you never have to worry about money ever again for the rest of your life. So figure it out, solve the money challenge, and just solve every other challenge between where you are now and where your goal is, guys, and you'll get it. This is XY7 Peter, signing out from St. Bart's. Party naked.